This is Weather or Not.
All right, and welcome into the Thursday edition of Weather or Not as we continue through our somewhat unsettled weather pattern here as we wrap up the week and head into parts of the weekend. We got some much needed rainfall in spots yesterday, but that rain also came with some hail, and that rain came down sideways and made a lot of noise.
Yeah, a lot of electricity in the atmosphere yesterday. Let's go ahead and start with some of the photos that you all sent us. And these photos and videos coming in with your first alert. Yeah, just an impressive one. The Island Green area picking up in the South Strand with hail pelting coming in. About P to quarter size hail was what they were expecting. And it came down at a pretty good rate there, Jamie.
Yeah, it certainly was. And the threshold for a severe thunderstorm warning, remember, is hail larger than quarter size. And we did see quite a few reports of quarter size hail there from Bucksport into Burgess. And this video here from Eddie Martin, one of my favorites of the day, it just looked like it was snowing. It was hailing so hard coming down there. A lot of spots, the hail kind of covered the ground, and it was coming down fast and furious. Another view there from Karen Brooks there in the South Strand of that hail coming down. Pat King, you can see it there. Some smaller pea-size hail made it all the way up into the Socastee area over into Surfside Beach and Garden City. And this was a pretty dramatic video as well. You can see the wind and the hail from that storm.
Yeah, temperature's just cold enough in the upper levels there, and you get a storm that climbed as tall as it did, and not hard for this to happen, especially this time of year. It wasn't just the hail, it was also the lightning and even just some of the structure of the storms. We had some shelf clouds reported, but how about some lightning strikes? The photos that were coming in, these are some of my favorite, especially when you can get that storm rolling through in the middle of the afternoon.
And that one from Bill Kerms, I mean, that is frame-worthy lightning photo there. Yeah, if I remember back in about 15 minutes time, there were 60 lightning strikes in 15 minutes at the height of that storm in and around Murrells Inlet, only to be outdone by Georgetown that had 76 lightning strikes in 15 minutes as the core of that storm moved over. Those actually ended up striking two boats there in Georgetown Harbor with people on board. Thankfully, the people not hurt, but yeah, it was definitely a very electric storm, very reminiscent of our midsummer storms.
And let's get into, because we have to.
Yeah.
The shelf cloud that just rolled into the South Strand Surfside Beach. We got photos of this in multiple locations, but yeah, this is that classic severe thunderstorm moving in, cooler air being pushed out, and yeah, it's hard to get a view like that, but when you get it,
oh yeah,
it's memorable.
Yeah,
sure.
Good shelfie, as we call them, the beautiful shelf cloud there, and that one took on the Independence Day appearance, as I like to call it. It looked like the Independence Day movie there, where the aliens come down, because that is one wicked looking sky, and it was one wicked shelf cloud, no doubt about it.
Well, winners and losers were certainly a big topic. Obviously, we had some spots. We talked yesterday, 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches for 4-day totals.
Yeah.
Or be in Socastee and Georgetown and get it all in one day.
All in one day, yes. Socastee the winner there, just under 1.5 inches, 1.3 inches in Georgetown. Murrells Inlet did pretty well, as did Prestwick, and it was mainly, again, the South Strand that did pretty good. Over towards Pawleys Island, 2/3 of an inch, and by the time you get into Carolina Forest, 1/4 of an inch. Notice what's missing on the map, on the list here. North Myrtle Beach,
yeah.
Cherry Grove. I didn't get enough rain at my house to wet the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got soaking over there in Forest Brook. And you also think up in the PD, Florence, Darlington,
not a drop.
Lumberton. Yeah, you desperately could use some rain. The good news is, as we go into these next couple of days, I think that threat's going to begin to shift more inland. We saw that a little bit today, and I think we'll see it as well for tomorrow.
Yeah, a couple of storms around as we head into the day on Friday. Overall, though, the upper atmosphere kind of dries out a bit heading into Friday, so those rain chances down to just 20%. That means about 80% of us stay dry, about 20% of you lucky enough to pick up one of those stray showers. But as we head into the day Saturday, we'll tend to double up those rain chances to 40%. Pretty good coverage, I think, as we head into Saturday afternoon, into Saturday evening. It's not officially on the radar of the Storm Prediction Center, but it's just kind of a setup Saturday where I think we may see a few more strong storms.
Yeah, and it would not shock me if it's later in the evening too. Some strong wind gusts with the front that pushes through. Watch the time frame Saturday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's just got that look. Not saying it's going to be severe weather, but certainly could be packing a punch, and maybe if we're lucky enough, maybe a shelfie up there, an opportunity for it as we go up into the northwest on Saturday. The weekend, we've been calling it the split weekend. I still don't think Saturday plans need to be canceled. Going to be warm and humid, but then Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and call the pick of the weekend for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Although I'm excited about the storm chances on
Same.
Saturday, because the storm on a Saturday means I can enjoy it
Yeah.
instead of working it. But yeah, for some outside time, I know I'm going to the Florence, the PD Plant and Flower Festival on
That's
Sunday
this weekend.
up in Florence, and I am so excited about 75 and low humidity for Sunday to fill up my car and bring back to the beach.
Just to tease tomorrow, because I've been writing down all the events.
Yeah.
That's the big one on Sunday, the Myrtle Beach International Film Fest. North Myrtle Beach has their Spring Fest for shagging.
Yep.
That's this weekend. The Dragon Boat Races, the Brook Green Gardens Art Festival, all that's going to be on tomorrow's show. We'll have the forecast for it. All right, let's take you coast to coast here and talk about the big story, especially up in the Northeast. We brought you this yesterday, but wildfires continue to burn up there, Ocean County, New Jersey.
Yeah, the area known as the Pine Barrens of New Jersey is kind of actually similar to our area. A lot of those pine trees, kind of marshy, kind of swampy. They've also been in drought, very similar to us, and unfortunately dealing with a huge fire, potentially one of the biggest fires there in that part of New Jersey, or all of New Jersey, in 20 years here. Now getting up, I think, latest count, over 20,000 acres.
Yeah, it's up to 20,000 acres, 13,000 in some spots of that county in particular. Get this, the number, 5,000 people now evacuated. And that number likely could grow again as we go into the forecast in a couple of days here.
Yeah, for sure, because again, as we've been saying, it is very dry there. And in fact, when you look at the latest drought map, you can literally pinpoint exactly where that fire is. Notice there, just west of Atlantic City, that area of severe drought, that's about the location of that fire, where it has just been bone dry. And there's actually been a lot of drought improvement across New Jersey over the past couple of weeks, except down there where that fire continues to burn with that severe drought conditions. And yeah, they're like us. They know what it's like. They're hoping for some more rain to come.
I tell you what, too, they've been dealing with a weird weather pattern where these systems come in and they provide enough wind, but not enough moisture. And they're going to be kind of stuck into that. Let's take you coast to coast here. Basically, they'll get any leftovers of any system, but the leftovers have been few and far between. You'll notice as we go into Friday, we'll welcome in some clouds, and look how the moisture just kind of fizzles out. That's been the story for the past 2 to 3 weeks up there across portions of New Jersey. Temperature-wise, yeah, warm, and humidity starting to creep up. That will help, but the wind still going to be a big component.
Yeah, finally getting some of that spring-like warmth all the way up in New England. 72 in Concord, New Hampshire, 77 for Friday in Albany, 81 in Poughkeepsie. As we take you across the Deep South, again Friday, we've got our isolated storm chance as we head into Friday afternoon and evening, and just kind of a early summer pattern across the Deep South. Some pop-up storms, some clusters here and there, but nothing too terribly widespread.
Yeah, temperatures warm, 88 in Orlando, 92 in Tampa, holding on to those 90s and 80s in the Sunshine State. 80s continue as you go across portions of Alabama.
Yeah, a little bit active as we take you into the Midwest. A couple of clusters of storms working through Illinois into Indiana, down into Kentucky, Tennessee, the places that have just had too many storms this spring, getting a couple more. No real big severe weather episodes, but a couple of those strong storms could turn a little bit stronger heading into Friday.
Yeah, you'll notice temperatures going to be warm. They'll support maybe a couple strong storms as well. 70s and 80s, 77 in Louisville. We're a week away now, coming up there for the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. We'll have that forecast for you next week on whether or not. Let's go out to the southwest as we do so. Quiet weather. You can almost hit the snooze alert here. Clear skies and temperatures going to be comfortable. Couple of showers and storms going to be forming along a dry line there in Texas. Other than that, that's the only shower and storm activity you will find.
Yeah, storm chasers loving those storms there in West Texas. This place has my heart, from Amarillo to Lubbock down to Fort Stockton. There's not a lot going on down there, but storm chasers been having a field day the past couple of days. Just very isolated storms out there in the middle of nowhere, dropping baseball-sized hails. May see a few more of those heading into Friday. Temperature-wise, it is steamy out there. 90 in Carlsbad, New Mexico. 86 down in Corpus Christi, Dallas, making it to 84 on Friday.
And let's go to the West Coast, where it has been quiet, but you will start to welcome in some showers and clouds across portions of California, even as you go up there into Washington and Oregon. All that going to be the big story, and you'll probably hold on to that as well into the first half of your weekend. Temperatures kind of just a split bag here. 62 in Reno. You'll notice even out in Casper, Wyoming, 50, but then you go down into Arizona, 60s and 90s, depending on where you are, and the elevation changes. That warm air comes in from the south. Let's go ahead and show you the temperature extremes too as we go into it. Death Valley.
Some new ones on the map.
97 degrees there in Death Valley,
That's
California.
not bad for Death Valley.
No, they will take that. They're in the triple digits a lot coming up here in the next couple of months.
Home of the hottest temperature ever recorded.
Really? Yeah, I knew that. What was that?
130.
Yeah, 130.
Yeah, 130.
I was going to say 132, but 130.
It may have been 131. It was right around 130.
And then Burgess Junction, Wyoming, known for their sunflowers. Sunflowers.
Just grow there?
Yeah, only though for a 2-month period. They're so cold that they only bloom. It's like a weed, and then they get killed again.
There's a running joke across much of Wyoming. You know I love Wyoming. Been there many times. That summer is July 4th.
Oh, and then it's done.
And then it's, summer is done. There are in lots of Wyoming for sure.
Yeah, Wyoming 15, though, I'm pretty sure they will also take that. Let's go ahead and continue this and look ahead to the weather workshop for today. Many of you have been talking about, and we've talked about it in Are You Serious, about the Carolina weather extremes. One of the favorites for the Carolinas is a water spout, but what makes it and what are the types of it? Meteorologist Matt Bullock has that in today's weather workshop.
This week, we're going to talk about types of water spouts we see here along the Grand Strand. There are 2 types of water spouts. We have tornadic and fair weather water spouts. Talking about tornadic water spouts first, just like a regular tornado, tornadic water spouts start from the cloud and make its way down towards the surface. They typically form from severe thunderstorms and supercells, and they just form over water instead of land. But if they do make its way on shore, they do become a tornado, and they don't really quickly dissipate. An example of tornadic water spouts is the 2001 Myrtle Beach tornado, where an EF2 tornado formed over the ocean and made its way onshore in Myrtle Beach. Now, fair weather water spouts, a little bit different. They get its name on how they form during fair weather. Light wind conditions, and they usually form along the dark, flat bases of cumulus clouds. But instead of like a tornadic water spout where it forms downwards, it actually forms at the water surface and makes its way up into the cloud. Now, fair weather water spouts are typically less intense compared to tornadic water spouts, but they can still be causing some issues for boaters. And we see this typically time of year around May and June here along the Grand Strand. But they do make its way onshore, they quickly dissipate. So whenever we see these types of water spouts, our WNBF First Alert Weather Team will let you guys know. Matt Bullock, WNBF News.
We have a running theme here too, just to give you inside baseball. When we know the water spout potential is around, our goal has always been to catch one on our sky cams.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do.
It is.
And we haven't done it yet.
No, because they can come and go in a hurry.
And you have to literally be watching.
You have to sit there and watch, and we've gotten really close a couple of times, but not quite.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to show you one of those and we can get that too. I'm sure we'll get some for our See It, Snap It, Send It, which is where we want to transition to. And let's kind of change it up a little bit. Let's talk about it, shall we? How about this? Is our cute dog enjoying a sunrise there? And you know, if you have to be out, at least it's out with your pup and you're walking them in the morning. I've seen a lot more people recently coming out on the beaches. The beaches have been packed in the morning, especially with those warmer temperatures.
Do we know this pup's name?
No, we don't know this pup's name. Sorry.
Wind blown on the beach.
That's the way to live.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, man, I want
Your
that
dogs
life.
like the beach?
No.
Yeah.
They do, but I don't like taking them to the beach. So we just pretend they don't.
Let's go to our next one here. And finally, we'll continue this one from Michelle. I don't know what day this was.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm thinking maybe was it after the storms?
It could have been.
Because we had a decent little sunset yesterday after those storms. But that is beautiful. Towering cumulus there. Looks like probably some light rain that was falling at the time this picture was taken as storms dissipate, and it kind of gives you that fiery, streaky look to the sky there. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I would assume just based off the forecast, it has to be yesterday. So Michelle, thank you for those photos, and we appreciate it. If you have photos or videos you want to send us, literally it can be your dog enjoying it on the sunrise, or maybe you relaxed up at the pool and the beach this weekend. You can scan this QR code and take us to the First Alert Weather app. See it, snap it, send it. And of course, one more show before the weekend, our Friday happy hour segment. Got some fun ones planned for that since Jenna's not planning it. And of course, as we look ahead to those weekend events.
Yeah, weekend events, we'll have it all covered for you coming up on tomorrow's episode of Weather or Not.